I need to practice. A lot of accidentals. All right, tilt that up a little bit. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I see my moderators are here, or two of them are. Let me stop the bubble machine here. All right. Whew, what have we got going on? Happy Wednesday, Bruce, Ed, Holly, Sam. Not many people on yet. It's still early. Richard, what's going on? Good to see you. I got my coffee. So I wrote this yesterday. Busy couple days. I was busy on Monday, as you know, and I was busy all day yesterday. Working on Apex Legends stuff, new characters and stuff like that. If you know anyone that plays Apex Legends, they probably know what what that means. That light is wrong. It should be aimed higher, I think. It's just too blanching on my face. So let's do this. Let's raise this up a little bit. I need like a really low watt soft light behind me. I see those all the time in YouTube videos, and they look nice. My room's pretty like white, so it gets kind of bright in here. Oh wow, everybody's showing up now. These glasses seem weak. Let me swap out glasses here. Let me do these. I'm not able to see my live stream here. Am I getting questions? Hi, I have a question about shipping a pedal. Can you help? What's your question? I'm not FedEx, so I don't know. But someone here might know. Someone here might have some good advice on it. I should tell my sister to jump on the live stream. Well, now I'm blurry again, so this is weird. Oh. Okay, I got more stuff coming today. Let's see. There we go. I just told my sister to jump on live stream. Okay, so what was your question, Ark? Oh, no, it wasn't Ark. It was somebody else. Let me go back to the other glasses. I think my eyes haven't woken up yet. Or maybe I pushed my screen back. Maybe that's what it is. But I want my screen back. Can I adjust the size of the chat? That might be a... How do I... Well, you know, I could probably just do this. Does that make it bigger? It does, a little bit. So somebody had a question... Oh, Anthony had a question about shipping a pedal. So, Michael Mason, good to see you. Paul Meyer, good to see you. And Sam, let's see. Sam Stamos. It's asking me if I want a custom box or a UPS flat rate one. Don't know which one to go for. USPS flat rate one. Okay, so basically it's just a money issue, a money difference, I think, there. It depends on how much you actually, got for the pedal, and you don't want to spend all your money on shipping. The flat rate boxes might be a little bit on the expensive side if you didn't charge them enough for shipping. Maybe $14.95 or something like that. But if you actually have a box and you can ship it that way in a box, probably be cheaper, I guess. Because the flat rate one is going to be up to a certain amount of weight. And so you're probably going to be paying for more weight than you need, is my guess. Anybody else have a thought on that? Okay. Oh, the flat rate. Oh, I see what you're saying. Flat rate would be slower. So, is Dennis here yet? All right, let's see. All right, sorry, I'm getting sidetracked with work. It's just been on nonstop, which is great. I'm very happy because I just paid my taxes. Oh, my quarterlies. Ouch. Okay, so we got. Oh wait, these aren't the scales we're working on. These are the scales we're working on right there. The blues scales. Okay, so. Yeah, get some coffee. You're going to need it. I'm probably going to touch my face a bunch, and I'm probably going to use air quotes a bunch. Here's my song for this week. You can go to the Discord and download this for free. This is the song for live stream song number 6. I should have said bluegrass live stream song number 6. I never did change that other one. That one melody note I didn't like. But so this one utilizes these scales here. Okay, I tried to use them as much as I could. Pretty much most of everything played here is in the right, top and the middle of the fretboard. I didn't go too low. That's the first phrase, and then the second half. And I like hammering on the first note of each of the first 3 bars. So like it just sounds more bluegrassy to me. I don't know why. Last little bit is a little weird sounding to me. It's a weird scale, and again, playing 2 passes through the progression with just the same scale set is a little bit forced sounding. Okay, if I were to write a melody without any restrictions, I would very likely touch on this scale, but I wouldn't make it wall to wall this scale. You know what I'm saying? So it does end up sounding a little bit cartoony at times. And that's been said before on some of these others. And I think that part of that is just because of the nature of just having to really paint within the lines. This is literally paint by numbers. Hey, John Kinnan. Hey, Michael Mason. Good to see you. Boy, we got a lot of people on all of a sudden. Oh, I don't know if flat rate would, if it's slower, Anthony, I don't know. See, you're asking the wrong person. That's why I tossed it over. So I thought, when I was thinking flat rate box, I was thinking, oh, they have those boxes you can buy, and it's $15 to ship anything in this box, and that's what I was thinking. But you may not. You only may need to spend $5 shipping it. It may not be that big or that heavy. So that's what I was thinking. Flat rate I didn't realize was whatchamacallit, was based on time, not size. Yeah, UPS. Okay, so let's see. Let's review these scales. We'll start there, and then we'll, because we only had a partial time on Monday, and I could probably go short today too, but because I've got today's already booked. It's like, dang it, this is getting busy, which is good. Okay, so let's start with the third finger on the third fret. We are, in each scale, we are going to have something on our pinky there, Holly, so get your pinky warmed up. Okay, maybe dip it in the coffee to wake it up. Okay, all right, so here we go. Start on the G, start on the bottom third fret of the bottom string, and then hit first fret, third fret, fourth fret, open D, third fret, open G, third fret, 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 3. I didn't even use the bottom two strings on this song at all. I don't see any notes down there, which is fine, because when you're playing a melody, you want it to pop and sound like a melody to put it on top. You wouldn't put it. You put the melody on top. You put a melody on top of generally. So playing a little higher is always good. Even up here, we haven't gotten there yet, but playing on the top strings is generally preferred when it comes to. So, okay, let's play this descending. Okay, G. So 3, 1, then 3, 2, 1, then 3, 0, 3, 0, and then 4, 3, 1, 3. All right, let's do it again. I'm going to give you the note names and maybe even reference the tone, the scale tone. Okay, so we have G, B flat, C, D flat, which is the flat 5. There's your flat. There's your 5 right there. The D, right? That's the 5th. Okay, and then we're going to go to the 4. So third fret, which is the flat 7th, and then open G. And then from G, open G, we're going to go G to B flat. And we're going to go to C, D flat again, and then that's the flat 5, and there's the 5, the D, and then F and G. And it's kind of the lick that we did on Monday. I turned it into the song. I thought it just really worked well. So, good morning, B Kitty. I'm sure I've missed some people. Sorry if I've missed you. Since Dennis isn't here, let me post the link for the Discord. Right. Discord, where are you? I know we have you. There we go. And, oh no, Dennis is here. But I'm going to do it anyway. And I'll pin it. Also, I need to give you the link to that jam track I was just playing over. And there it is. Here's the link. Dum dum. Episode of CSI. He's on the computer. He's Googling who murdered Steve. Bob murdered Steve. Okay, so there's that. Now I got to pin this. Case solved. All right, and then let me give you the if you're new and you want to start jamming along with the jam track. Here's the jam track. I don't know if I'll pin that later, but ooh, I should put it in the. Okay, I can do this. Edit. jam track. I can put it. I'm putting it in the. I don't know why I didn't do this before. I'm putting it in the description of the this video, which I don't know if that'll show up. I guess that shows up right there. Probably if you refresh the page, it'll be changed. It's kind of amazing. Okay, and then Bruce, what do you? Oh, new viewers. Thank you, Bruce, for jumping in on that. Let's see. Oh, you know what? That's the problem. My screen's not fully bright. I hate it when it's just, you know, trying to save the environment. I get that, but it gets darker and darker and darker, and then I'm like, I'm going blind. And you're like, oh no, the computer keeps turning down the screen. So that's a very fun scale. It was a fun scale when we're playing the blues, you know. And it's the exact same. That E minor blues scale is the same as the then we're playing for the G. It's the same kind of scale. It's the root up there. You can see the root, flat 3, 4, flat 5, 5, and flat 7. And don't worry, there won't be a quiz on this. Everybody take a sip. Woo, and you can order one of these mugs. I would pin that, but you know, I gotta be careful with those. All right, so and then let's do the G Meth Blues, okay? And the difference between and again, we can start on the bottom, but I don't want to worry about that. It's more in the middle. It gets fun, and it really works great over the C chord. And then it's crazy too because there's a C sharp in it. That shouldn't work. If I play a C chord with a C sharp in it, it's like that's completely wrong. But because of how we're using that C sharp, we're using it as a grace note or a appoggiatura. No, that's not appoggiatura. That would be appoggiatura, I think. The grace note would be that or that. I guess a grace note can be on and off, or as a passing tone. Okay, so let's go ahead and go through this one. G, so 3rd fret on the bottom string. It's going to start out very similar. It's very similar to the G blues. The only difference is all the Fs in the G blues we're going to knock down to E's. Okay, so 3rd fret, 1st fret, 4th fret. I'm sorry, 3rd fret, then 4th fret, then open, 3rd fret. I'm sorry, that's the F. Open, 2nd fret. Okay, and then open, 3rd, and then 1, 2, 3, and then open E, and then the G. And I don't know if I used that open E over. I did not. I never got to that open E. I couldn't find a way to justify it melodically where it sounded good. I like this one down here, but I didn't really dig that one up there. Okay, so let's go backwards. Okay, 3, 0. All right, and then 3, 2, 1. Then 3, 0. I kind of like that. Those two outside the 3, the 0, open G string to the 3rd fret, open E string to the 3rd fret. You're creating a little diminished chord. I love that sound. I don't know if it would work over the C chord. It does work over the C7 chord, I can tell you that. It works over a C7 chord and things like that. Especially, that's a very gypsy jazz kind of lick. And I'm using a gypsy jazz pick. I'm using my Wiegand pick, which I love Wiegand picks. If you go to, I think was it WiegandPicks.com? Was that the website? Come on, we only got 25 people. Where is everybody? Wiegand. Yes, Wiegand Picks. Oh, copy.com. I love buying them direct from him. It's a little bit of a pain because it takes a while and you got to do the whole PayPal thing and everything. But you're buying it directly from the source. He's making money. It's great. Because I think they're the same price as retail. he sells them for, so he's having to discount them to sell them to stores. And you really won't see them in many stores. It's very, very hard to find a weekend pick. Okay, so, oh, what was the question? I'm sorry. Question from Arjana regarding G minor 6. Oh, I see that the G minor 6 blues scale replaces the C minor blues to get rid of the E flat. Yes. No, it is not. Not in the context of a key of G. The D note sound. A lot of people play C2, which is this chord, which has a D in it. So no, it doesn't really. I don't know. Well, I don't know. The composite, like I said, they're a little bit more expensive. I like it. This thing is super thick, though. It's 3.5 millimeters. That's insane. As opposed to my normal pick that I used for about 20 years, which was the Dunlop ones, are 1.5. Now, I don't use these on electric necessarily very often. I don't think I've ever done. The Gravity is what I'm using now, and those are also 1.5. But I get the ones with they're a little bit bigger, which I think is an old person thing. You know how old people get utensils that have bigger handles on them? So I think it just feels more comfortable in my hand for some reason. So this is the Gravity, and this is the Dunlop. And I would buy these by the gross, but these are like $5 a pop. But I buy them directly from the guy again, so he's making the money from it. And I get the unpolished edge, or I don't know. Yeah, I don't want the polished edge. I like the rough edge because I like the sound of that scraping sound on the strings that I kind of got from discovering that this is what the Edge used to get that sound. And then once I started playing with this pick, this is the West German Herco. This is the Herco, I think. It's got that scratch. You can't really see it, but it's very bumpy and scratchy. And he it's the sound that he's getting is from the pick sound. And so what I realized, touching my face and taking a sip, what I realized as I listened to guitar players through the ages, I realized how much I could hear the pick, like Jimmy Page and Jimi Hendrix and Eric Clapton and all, how much I could actually hear the pick. And I'm like, I was always trying to make the pick almost invisible. And so that's why I was using this very heavy, kind of rounded. I actually like these better as they got worn out. But yeah, so that's, I don't know. And I think the composite, the material makes a sonic difference. Because I do notice I've got one of those, here, this thing here. This was $35. Look at this thing, the blue chip pick. Okay, now this was a gift. I don't know that, I might have bought it myself. You know me, I'm always looking for interesting picks, but $35. And they have some that go for more than $60. I'm not exactly sure what it is, the composite. It would be hard to... I think it's a really good strumming pick. I don't like it for soloing so much. And then there is a specific bluegrass pick that I have. I'm totally sidetracked here. Squirrel. This is also a Wiegand bluegrass pick. I showed you this one the other day. And this is probably 1.5. It's brighter than this one. This one has a lot of, you can really hear the pick and the string, that moment right there where the pick hits the string. You really hear it, especially in a microphone. Live, you probably wouldn't hear it at all, but going through a pickup or something like that, it really... But on a microphone, close pick, I used it yesterday. I did a Panda Express ad, and I played it, the part, I played it both with my fingers. I did a pass with my fingers, and I used a pick, and it just had a lot of personality. Something about you, just like, wow, that's like, it doesn't sound like, it almost doesn't sound like guitar. It's cool. So that's why I like that. Okay, so let's do the G Meth scale again, as Holly calls it. The G minor 6th blues scale again. This time I'm going to tell you the note names. Okay, here we go. 3rd fret is G, and then B flat, C, D flat, which is the flat 5, open D, okay, then here's the E, which is the 6th, that's the 6th. So this relationship here, G to E, is a 6th. Okay, if I were to play a major scale, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, okay, that's the 6th. Okay, and then we're back to the G, open G, and this is the meat of the scale. From here, from this E to the G, 3rd fret, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 3. Okay, and then open E, G, backwards G, E, D, D flat, C, B flat, G, E, D, D flat, C, B flat, and G. Now, again, just mess around with it, you know, just kind of try to look for little shapes, little things you can remember. And then, I always feel like, and I didn't do it today, but I always feel like it's really good to kind of center yourself every now and then, so you remember what chord this is supposed to be played over. So, kind of see that. So same thing with the G blues. You know, you can kind of go, oh yeah, okay, that's right. That's for that chord. Okay, for the D chord, play a D chord. We can just start on the D string, and really the meat of this one is basically here: D, 3rd fret, open, 1st, 2nd, 1st, and 3rd, and then I didn't really use this up here, but it's great. 1, 3, and 4. I didn't use that. I should have tried to work it in, but I just, in the melody, I forgot. Okay. Let me put on the jam track, and here it is again. My gardener should be showing up here in a second. I've got to check for him. I'm kind of surprised he's not already here. Let's see. He may be running late though, because he did take last week off. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty good. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like the scale though, it's fun once you get some. And again, I could probably play G blues all the way through the whole song. G blues by itself, the scale over here. Hey, I pointed right. I could just do that one and not have to worry about changing scales for each of the chords. All right. However, that's where you could probably also add the E to it, so it ended up being a 7-note scale instead of a 6-note scale. Okay, but that way you could get that C thing in there. But here's if I just play G blues, so I won't add the E. I'll just play the F. It's totally a fun scale to play over, and a lot of players will sit on that scale probably longer than some of the other scales, just because so much of it is just flat out fun. So, I hear my gardener. Hold on a second. 1 second. Okay, just wanted to show him that there was a check there. It's the first time I've taped it to the window for him. Hopefully he'll see it. Okay, so Aslan, good to see you. I was checking out your channel last night, or yesterday. You're singing good. Keep doing it, man. You're only gonna get better. Is that for a backhanded compliment? Hey, keep doing it. You're only gonna get better. I'm sorry, that sounded worse than it was. Well, it's 9 o'clock a.m. in California, 9 in the morning here. But on the East Coast, it's what, noon, and then in where Dennis is in Amsterdam, or in Holland, sorry. It's dinner time. So I'm hitting breakfast, lunch, and dinner all at the same time. So people tend to be chewing when they listen to me. Probably the only way you can put up with me. So chewing something crunchy. So you don't have to, like nuts or celery. Hey, nuts or celery. There's our next song title right there. I gotta write that down. I can put it on here. Nuts or celery. Although I did see Gary's song title. I thought that one was pretty good too, with the McNugget number. Nuts or celery. Now this one's called Sad Dad Bachelor Pad, and the reason for that is because that's when I was at my dad's Sad Dad Bachelor Pad. You know, it's one of those. I can give you a really good descriptor. A visual of what a Sad Dad Bachelor Pad is like. Sad Dad Bachelor Pad is basically an apartment that nothing is hung on the wall. It's just clearly making a giant statement that this is temporary, hopefully. And in my dad's case, it was. He ended up buying a house, but anyway, it was. But I was at my Sad Dad's Bachelor Pad. When I played him a song that I wrote, and he was very impressed that not only did I write it, I was 13 years old, not only did I write it, I wrote it out in music. So there was no tab back then, back when I was doing it, really didn't exist. And so I didn't see Lee get on. That's all right. Moonshine Time in Kentucky. Well, isn't that pretty much every hour? It's happy hour somewhere, right? Okay. So, let me do the D blues thing here. We got D, the open D string. 3rd fret is F, G, A flat. There's your flat 5, and there's your 5, and then C, and then D. let me just text my gardener. I don't know if he'll see it, but all right. So let me start to break down this, and maybe we can start to play this together. This Sad Dad Bachelor Pad song. Okay, so I'm going to do some screen grabs on this, and it is up in the Discord. You can see hey sequence. Where is it? Here we go. I uploaded it last night. I don't know. Anybody noticed that I uploaded it last night to the Discord? So there's one grab. Second grab. I don't like it does bar numbers on the tab and the music notation. It just seems redundant, unnecessarily redundant. You know, the cleaner music notation can be, and I could have put this in a flat key, but because the chord progression is in G major, I really want to emphasize that we're in the key of G major. So let's see, now I've got to drag, okay, these screenshots over here. You know what? I'm not going to do that. Oh, I did do that before. All right, I'll grab it, put it here. All right. So I'm going to drag this the first stave, which is the first. I know you like it covering my face, but there we go. All right. And this one also has a pickup, but you'll notice the pickup is 2 8th notes, which means it's the on beat 4. So 1, 2, 3, boom, bam, bam. Okay. So if you just play that much right now, I want to show you something here I want you to do too. So we got 3rd fret, 1st fret on the 2nd string, and then 2nd fret on the 2nd string. Okay, that's the flat 5. So right away, the very first note on the downbeat of the song, boom, bam, bam, I'm going there. I'm going there. So, okay. All right, and what I want you to try to do is hammer on that D flat if you can. So we have B flat, which is a flat 3rd. We have the 4th, and then the flat. And none of these, like this note and this note, are not in the key of G major. Happy G major. Okay. Those 2 notes are not in that scale, but it works because we're kind of creating this bluesy sound. Okay. So there's our hammer on. If you can get that, let me order my windows a little better here. Okay. Hey Sham, what's going on? Nice. You've printed it already. Good. Excellent, Sam. So I have a sorry, wrong pipe. I have a theme, right? It's very clearly a theme. So right away I'm establishing a melody or a thematic content that we're going to play off of. Okay? Yeah. I don't know if that should be a drinkable offense. Celebratory though. But it's probably better than doing the opposite, huh, Gary? If we did the opposite, you guys would know. You'd be out of fluids within 15 minutes. Okay. So, we're here at this downbeat of bar 1, the D flat, then play C, B flat, open G, F, G. Okay, that's the first phrase. All right. And I could have gone, but I went, so the interval now, that going to the second bar is going to be the B flat to the D flat. It's going to be that, and then we're going to go down to E, but we'll get to that in a second. So we have the first phrases. Okay, play that with me. B flat, third fret, first fret, hammer on the second fret, third, first fret, and where's the song? Just so you know, Holly, there is no pinky notes on this. This is all third finger, first finger, second finger. Boy, I said that backwards. Weird. Okay. Okay. Down, up, down, up, down. So you should end with an upstroke if you're kind of sticking with the pure alternating. Oh, Aslan's back. That's good. I'll keep going now. So that's the beginning. All right, the second phrase is very, very similar. Go third fret on the third string, and then hammer on the second fret again. 1, 2 to 1, 3, open, and then we're gonna get this E, which is the sixth of the G minor 6 blues, and then open G. So. And then I'm good. Okay, so let's do that second phrase. And that first note, that B flat, the pickup to the C chord. Okay, that last note of the first bar is a B flat. That should be an upstroke, and then downstroke on it if you can. All right, and then the same thing. The next one, we're gonna do the same phrase. Start on the B flat and go to the D flat, C. 3, 0, 3, back to the F. See, we're not playing the E, we're playing the F. Okay, and then back to G. So, sorry, we go. Or. Okay, so far we have. Okay, and that's where we are. And then hit the G note again with an upstroke. And then we're going to go just straight down to the D minor, the D blues scale. Okay, 3, 2, 1, 0, 3, and then we're going to go back to the. We're going to go back to the next phrase. We're going to do a pickup to the next phrase, but. So hit that G, and then go A flat, G, F, D. Boot, scoot, and boogie. Okay, so let's see. Gardeners. I hate those blowers. So even when you're not picking the C note, yes, I am definitely anchoring there. And yeah, definitely I am. You're right. It's right. Until I got there, right? You're right. On those first 3 licks, I am kind of, keeping my fingers. Okay, and it's kind of cool because you can kind of imagine. If I need the first finger somewhere else, then I'll take it off. But at that moment, I really don't need it anywhere else. And since I'm using that note quite a bit, it's in every bar, obviously, except the last one. So, all right. So here, I want you to memorize the pickup to the next stave, okay, which is the last 3 notes of the last bar there. Open D, and then F and G. 1 and 2, or 1, 2, 3, and that's going to be our pickup into the next bar. So I'm going to delete this. Actually, I don't need to delete that necessarily. What I can do is, if I want to reference it, I can bring the other one on top. Let's see, here we go like this. This I don't need. Okay, drop it in. It just makes it giant. Like that, and I can drag this on top of here. Now I have them both there if I need them. Right? So you can see this one has just a whole note on the very last bar. So the last bar is the easiest bar. Just G. Okay. But remember we had the open D. Okay, we had the open D to the F and the G. That was the pickup. And 4 and now we're gonna do, oh, my nose itches. It's the sound of those blowers makes my nose itch. It was very windy here last night, so there's a lot of junk in the yard. Then we're going to go right here is the beginning of the phrase. We're going to start on the B flat, the 3rd fret of the 3rd string, and then we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, dun. Okay? It's almost kind of like the melody from Take 5, right? Let's see. Right? Okay, that's basically the melody from Take 5. Okay? That's our pickup from the previous bar. Catherine. Dang. Ugh. Arg. Hey, have you seen a new pirate movie? It's rated R. Look up. I think it's still fairly family friendly. Aslan, maybe not. Look up this, but look up pirate pickup lines. Oh, we got it. Good. Look up pirate pickup lines. And some pretty funny ones, like, "Arr, prepare to be boarded." Just stupid. Anyway, okay, let's see. Okay, so we have that, and then we're going to do the, and then we're going to go down to here, down to the C note. And I'm keeping my first finger down there. So on the downbeat here of this very first bar, let's start here, 3, and then 2nd string, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 3, 0. Okay, and that's 8 notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then we're going there to the E, and that, boy, that really sets off that C chord. That really highlights and makes it sound like you're playing over C chord. Right? So that really helps. And then we're going to, from that note, we're going to do the same, almost the exact same lick, or actually the same notes. We're going to go E, then G, open G, 3rd fret, B flat, then 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, and then 3, 0, 3, 0. Okay? Which this 3, 0, 3, 0 is a very good G lick. Okay, and that's the first 3 notes of the 3rd bar there. Okay, you can see the 3, 0, 3, 0. I keep forgetting to look at the tab. You have the tab. I'm not even looking at that. The music notation is very hard to read because it's got all those flats and those accidentals, the natural signs. Okay. What did I say? Oh, dad joke. Yeah, prepare to be boarded. You like that, John? John's been silent until there, just about. Aslan, you can't watch that. Yeah, it's rated R, exactly. Your parents won't let it. I understand. We should look for Gardner pickup lines. Yeah, there's also guitar player ones. Those stupid, like, guitar players, you know, I remember one that was like a bumper sticker. It was like, every guy has his gal, but a guitarist has his pick. It's like, oh, those are just awful jokes. I have always hated. And or the got milk ones are even worse. Like one time I saw a bumper sticker that said, got French horn. What? Did you even understand the premise for got milk? Which is the first commercial that they did that was brilliant. I mean, just so brilliant. It was actually, it plays really into the Alexander Hamilton thing, right? I'm adding a second. Yes, I wouldn't necessarily. I wouldn't call it a 16th note, Sam. I would just say it's a grace note. Okay, this is the note. In the second bar. Yes, Sham, I know. I've got. If I dig in too hard, I'm definitely going to get string buzz. I'm actually ordering strings if I get a chance today from Elixir. I'm going to get mediums. I haven't put mediums on this guitar since I've owned it, and technically this guitar does not have a truss rod, so you can't adjust it. And the frets are fairly new, so what I have to do is I have to put medium strings on it, and hopefully that will adjust to act as a truss rod. So it won't be so much fun to play, but it'll sound better, and it'll probably be less buzzy. One nasty one. On my son's t-shirt? No. I don't think Alex would have worn one that big. Sam, yeah. On the second measure, was I doing that? Let's see. Yeah, but on the second measure of the song, I did it on all three of the first three measures. So if I, don't want to move that. So on the first measure, see, I got to go like this now. Now this is the second measure. This is the first. But I went. So yeah, on the second bar of the song is where I'm sorry, on the first stave, the first three bars of the song is where I put the little hammer on. I would call that a grace note. If I played it as a 16th note, it would sound like this. So how's the song start? Oh, wait. No. It would be like. That would be a 16th note. But does that make sense, Sam? Yeah, so the hammer-on thing, so I'm only plucking it once. So take the first fret, and then hammer on your second finger, meaning really try to drive that finger through the fretboard, okay? And the closer you can get to the fret without actually going on the fret or obviously beyond the fret, but if you hit on the fret, you're going to mute the string. You want to hit just up against it if you can. My guitar teacher told me just try to drive the finger through the fretboard to get that, because you're almost you're reigniting the string. Okay. Oh, was I hammering going into the bar? Oh, you said bar 2? Let's see. Oh, was I going? Oh, maybe I was doing that. Sorry. No, I did it. I think when I was jamming along with the track, but okay, and then we're finishing off with this 3, and then we're gonna just do the kind of a descending D blues scale. We're gonna go 2, 1, 0, 3, and then open G. Okay, so that's the first 2 phrases. Let's see, we're already at an hour. Like I said, I got work to do again, which is great. I'm so happy, and they are so happy. It's Apex stuff. And then I also did, yesterday I did a new commercial for Panda Express. I don't know if you guys have Panda Expresses where you are. I think it's like a video, like a whatchamacallit, Panda. Oh shoot, what was the pickup from this? Grab this. Okay. Oh, it's just the G string. So this is fresh start right here. Okay. And this is kind of a fun bit. This reminds me a little bit of one of the other ones we did. Which one was it? I think the B section kind of did this. Oh, Inigo Montoya. When we went, whatever, right? We did that thing. That was kind of fun. Right? It was kind of like that thing. So this is, and this could be, this third phrase, you could hammer on if you wanted to, but not as grace notes, okay? These are not like that. That would be grace notes. Grace note implies that the first note is very, very short. You barely hear it. You're gracing us with your presence. I don't know. It's not a very good. But a grace note, but okay. But if I were to do that in time, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's in time. That would be a valley note. Even a 16th note would sound like this. 2, 1 E and a 2 E and a. Right? A grace note could be a slide. Could be a slide. You could slide with your second finger so that now you're in position. So you start out of position. And when you do a slide with as a grace note like that, you can do it that way too, but. Or you can do it with your first finger, but it sounds better if you do it with your second finger, I think. But anyway, I hammered on as a grace note. Okay, so this next section is going to be, we're going to start on the flat, we're going to start on that flat 5, and then we're going to go to the 5 and to the 7th. It's a very, very common lick, common in blues, common in R&B. I would say it's fairly common in bluegrass, very common. And it's, I think of it almost like a horn line, you know. I can hear a horn section doing that, you know. Especially, that's hard to do with octave. You like to see me struggle, don't you? Yeah. All right. Oh, Catherine, you got to take off. Okay, see you Friday. Dang it. You got to quit your job. We need to take up an offering so Catherine can quit her job. I need to quit my job so I can be here too. Unfortunately, I have to work. I have to pay the bills. Got to pay the gardener. It was expensive. Last month was expensive because I had a couple pipes that broke, and so he fixed them in the front yard. And then they cut down the giant tree in my front yard. The city did, which was totally dead. We live on a street that has some famous trees. In fact, they filmed the scene in E.T. where he rides up in a bike. That was filmed in front of my house. I'm not kidding. And but the trees, because so if you watch that scene, you can see the trees. They're Deodar pines. They're very famous in L.A. And our street is in the valley is fairly well known. And but the tree when we bought the house, the tree was already dead. And I paid my gardener like $700. Actually, it was like $900 because he broke something we had to fix. But I paid him a bunch of money to cut off a limb that was hanging. It was kind of falling on the front yard in the house. Maybe, I don't know if it was tall enough to hit the house. I'm not sure. if it would have hit the house if it fell, but I paid a bunch of money to cut off. The city said they were going to, that's the first thing. The day we moved into the house, I called the city, and the lady was really nice. She pulled up the street view from Google Maps and goes, "Oh my gosh, that tree is so dead." I said, "Yeah." She goes, "Okay." And they came by within a week and marked it to be taken down. They put a mark on the sidewalk that an arborist told me that was the mark of death, I guess. But it took them a year and a half to get around to it. So, you know, I didn't expect, I expect to take longer than that, to be honest. Because they're, you know, now they still haven't ground the stump. They put, right now there's a big ugly cone on the stump, big yellow cone on the stump. I'm like, why? I got a big, ridiculously ugly yellow cone in my front yard. And I'm like, why is that? No, it's a deodar pine. It's pronounced Deodar, but it's spelled like Decidor or something weird like that. You know, it's one of those kind of like mispronounced words. But the cone, I'm assuming they left the cone there. I'm going to leave it there a couple weeks, but if it takes longer than a couple weeks, I may have to put it away just because it's like kind of ugly. But I think they put it there because they're going to grind the stump out. They do have a stump grinder. And it literally, I mean, it's a big stump. I mean, it's, you know, as big as, it's like this big. And because the tree was over 100 feet tall. But the stump, they've got a stump grinder, will grind it to non-existence in 5 minutes. It's amazing. But they only have one of them for the city. So it's making its way around the city. So I'm assuming they geotagged it, but they also put a giant cone there. So, okay. So this lick is basically flat 5 to 5 to flat 7. Okay? And I love that. I love this lick. Oh, that's a bummer, Gary. I'm sorry. Yeah, those weird, you know, and I don't know what killed this tree because all the other trees on our street are fine. They did take one out up the street further up. I'm not sure what killed that one. We think that there might have been a gas leak under the tree because I can't get the grass to grow right there either. So there's something in the soil there that's like causing, there's like a weird patch where the grass will not grow. No matter how much you water it, it's just like, okay, so the soil is poison, I think. Right there, so we have this flat 5 to 5, 7, flat 5 to 5 to flat 7, flat 5 to 5. Okay? Right? It's kind of a 3-note lick, but I only have 8 notes, so I have to cut it short. And you can loop that if you want to practice it with, and I would practice it with the down up thing. Oh, sorry. It's kind of fun. Oh, dang. Oh, yeah, and the fire. Yeah, you got fires up there. Well, we have them down here, too. We had a fire last year here. And we were worried about the pines because if one of them starts, they'll all touch each other. So if one of the deodar pines catches on fire, they may all burn up. So that would be a drag. But now we don't have one in front of our house. So and I actually like it. They said they're gonna plant another one, but they're not gonna plant a big one. But I actually like it. I've got a really nice view out of my front window now because there's a deodar pine across the street, and the people their house across the street is really nice. So I actually don't mind not having anything there. So and it wasn't cooling the house any with shade because there was no foliage on it at all. It was completely dead. So then I follow that up with a lick that's okay. And if I were to analyze this in relation to C, I'm playing the flat 9, the root, the flat 7. But we wouldn't really call it flat 9. We're still thinking in the key of G. So I would still call that the flat 5 to the 4 to the flat, the minor third. Let's see. Oh, dang. And where did the emerald ash borer come from? Was it even local, or did it come from like Asia or something like that? Avito saying, Tom, maybe we can do these lessons in sections like beginner and then pro after a couple of weeks, so as to keep things interesting, given most people just like the meander, different stuff on the guitar. Yeah, I mean, I thought about that. I know that I'm above some people here. That's why I wrote the tab. If I thought I was only dealing with pros, I might not even put the tab in there. But the tab really makes it a little bit easier for the beginner to kind of go 3 or 2, 1, 3. I mean, if you understand how to read tab, I don't think I've done a lesson on tab reading. And then the third phrase is almost identical to the second phrase, except I finish it off with the root and the seventh. So let's play the second phrase though again. The C, starting on the C chord, it's D flat, C, B flat, D flat, C, B flat, D flat, C, and then I'm going to go back to D flat, D. I love the way it's just kind of, I'm just kind of it's like just farting around with the chromatic passage right here that is everything about it is the blues scale. Yeah, it's hard to be, you know, I like to say there's no stupid questions, that's for sure. But oh gosh, oh bummer, Michael. Yeah, how do you get rid of the ash? Is there any way to get rid of it? Is there anything that kills it? I remember when we had, what was it, the fruit flies in California. They actually flew helicopters over our streets with spraying alar. I remember coming out to my car and it would be sticky from the alar. I think it was alar that they were spraying. I forget. There was a big uproar about that, but it saved all the fruit trees. Imagine if all the fruit trees in California died. I mean, that would be a horrible thing. Although Californians may be dying of cancer, but I don't know if that causes. I don't remember if it was alar. I don't remember what it was that they sprayed. What was it that they sprayed? Somebody knows. Has it really infected ash body? I don't have any ash bodies. Hey, Louisiana. Okay, so, and then the next phrase, so the third phrase is it's the same one there, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, and I'm going to go up to G and in there, and then I'm just going to go straight down the D blues scale. Okay, so 3 on the second string, 1, 2, 1, 0, 3, 0. So. Okay, 3, and then what's today? Wednesday, yeah. Woo, man! Oh, I got a bunch of work waiting for me. Okay, and then that's the third phrase. All right, and this is all you can all print this up and start working your way through it. You could try to play along with the jam track. You know, what was the one last week wasn't able to play? I didn't think I ever got it down well enough to play any faster than like 100 or 125. Okay, so one more phrase to go over. This is the last phrase. And let's adjust this. Boom. All right. So we did the descent in the previous bar. We did the descending, and then we're going to go. It's the last phrase. Oh, I forgot a G chord at the end. So put a G chord on the end there. Sorry about that. So if you print it up, write G. I missed that. I apologize. I'm sorry. Wait, what? Yeah. Bruce, what did Bruce say? I missed what Bruce. Oh, Bruce. Oh. So, Bruce, wait, yeah. Did that really happen? Okay, so let's start here. We start on the G string. All right, open G, third fret, first fret, second fret, first fret, G, or sorry, third fret, open, third fret. Okay. Okay, and then we're going to do it again. But the thing is, we're gonna play the E instead of the F on that last note. Okay. So you really aren't really this. You wouldn't even know you're playing over a C chord until you get to that last note if it were by itself. You could even reverse those because you're getting ready to go to C. You could do the E instead of the F on the first phrase, and then you could go to F on the second phrase, the last note of the second measure there, if you wanted to. It wouldn't really make a difference. One is to play an E on that last beat of the first bar there is anticipatory. You're telegraphing that the C chord is coming up. Does that make sense? And that's always a good thing to do. I love it when I work with singers that do that. They'll say, they'll sing the phrase that's coming up next to make sure everybody, or if it's like they're going to go to the chorus, they'll telegraph it by singing, saying whatever the phrase is, whatever the melody is, they'll sing it the bar before, so you go, oh, okay, we're going to the chorus. Cool, thank you, worship leader. I would do that a lot when I was singing, just so that everyone would know where I was headed. When I was doing "Open the Eyes of My Heart" was one of the ones that open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart. It's too high. Okay, I would say, I would maybe go, open the eyes, open the eyes, open the eyes. It's so redundant, but I would let people know to see you high. Yeah, I would telegraph vocally what was coming next. Okay, so again, the phrase is open G, starting from the beginning of this stave. Open G, third fret, first fret, second fret, first, third, open, third down there, and then again, open G. And again, Holly, I am kind of leaving my first finger there, and then I'm going to go there, and then I'm going to go open D, and just go. Before I think we did that. We're going to do the opposite. We're going to go open 3, open 3. So it's a middle two strings, open 3, open 3, and then we're going to start out with. We did that before. I think it was in the second. Yeah. So before we went, and now we're going. So it's interesting. I did the same lick, but backwards to start to do the last phrase. So in the seventh bar of the song, I went, and here in the 15th bar of the song, I went. I like the other one better. Something about having this, that all those chromatic notes just sound a little weird, but. Okay. All right. So that's the song. Let me delete all these. I don't need these anymore. Let's see. All right. Remove. Yes. I have to go one by one. I'm still learning the software. I'm learning things. I learned that I could drag stuff into the window, which is cool. Yes. I've been scanning stuff like that was in So I got a trivia question for you, Holly. You ready? Okay. Whose handwriting is that? It's pretty funny. All right, I'll show it to you again. You'll never guess. You'll never guess whose handwriting that is. I have these old photo albums, and I'm just pulling stuff out like these, old band set lists and scanning all this stuff. So there's on, I have electronic copies, and I'm gonna. This is sad. I ran into this. This is you can't see that. There you go. This is the police officer that took my report on my Stratocaster that was stolen. Very sad. I had no money, and in fact I borrowed money from my stepdad to buy this guitar because a student of mine was selling it to me, and it was a Fender Strat, a 70s. I think Alex said it's a 76. It wasn't particularly vintage, but it had belonged to this guy named Caleb Quay, who played guitar for Elton John and stuff like that, and Hall & Oates back in the day. In fact, he was Elton John's best friend growing up. And Caleb's a friend of mine now. I know him now, but I didn't know him back then. And the guitar just sounded amazing. So good. I played it at a gig, and I set it to the side of the stage after the set. And it was at Madame Wong's, and it was one of those things where, they had 2 stages, upstairs and downstairs. They had 4 bands on every stage. They had 8 bands a night playing at Madame Wong's. In fact, the Police played at Madame Wong's back when they were their first tour of the United States. I didn't steal a Strat. It was stolen. No, that's the Police I gave the report to. So, of course, there's nothing they can do. But somebody walked off with it. And just that's the only thing they took. Every band's equipment was on the side of the stage, and somebody just grabbed that. They targeted that guitar specifically. They watched me play. They watched where I put it. And they went for it, and I just missed it. I was around the corner talking to friends, and I came back literally maybe 15 minutes away from the gear, and it got stolen. So why I kept that, I'm not sure. But I haven't had anything stolen since then. I've been pretty careful. And Alex hasn't had anything stolen. So I'm going to play this song. I'm going to play it at 100, maybe try to bump it up a little bit. And then we'll talk about whose handwriting that is. Oh, good. I'm glad you're enjoying Sad Dad Bachelor Pad. Okay, let's pull this up. Here we go. I'm going to go to the top. Go all the way to the top. Let's see if I can play this. I'm going to bring it down a little bit here, bring it a little closer to me. All right. One, two, three. I did it right. Try again. Do I dare play faster? I should. It'll sound better. These all sound better faster. So let me bump it up to 125. And I just go to playback speed, I hit 1.25. Turn it up a little bit. The volume gets quieter though, it's weird. Here we go. going to 150. And part of the reason it's buzzing is because I'm playing so hard so you can hear me. Normally I wouldn't play that hard, by the way. Sham mentioned that it was buzzing. And it's true. I'm digging pretty hard. All right, that's 150. Let's go to 175. Oh no, I'm asking for it. Hey, it's my fault. I wrote it. There we go. I got off. Once you get off, it's hard to get back on. If you're a beat like an 8 behind, but very close. But it sounds better. It sounds better to me. More bluegrassy when it's faster. All right. Yes, I'm keeping you in suspense, Holly. Okay. So we had a very good friend back when Beth and I first got married. I may have told you this story already. I don't know if Holly, you were here when I told it, but we had a very good friend back when we first got married. It was kind of I don't know, we knew from church or somewhere. But that handwriting belongs to Carol Burnett. And our friend was Carol Burnett's personal assistant, and Carol had all these photo albums in her den, and none of them matched. So it kind of bugged her. So she had our friend Sarah basically order a bunch of photo albums from a place in Pasadena and she ordered a ton of them. So she had extras and everything. And she wanted all her photos transferred from one album to the new albums. And then so Sarah and Beth went over to the Carol's house and picked up all the photo albums and brought them to our house. I mean, these are often like many of them were like Polaroids and things like that. They were cards that were given to her. I mean, there were things that were completely one-offs. And we thought, oh, okay, well, those albums would show up and then Beth and I would help, just work on it. And Carol paid Beth a certain amount of money. I forget how much she paid her to do it. I mean, Carol was a super nice lady, very sweetest lady. And still is, as far as I know. I haven't seen, this is probably around 30 years ago. And so, but those photo albums took 6 months to show up. So we had all of Carol's photo albums for 6 months in our apartment. And so, of course we're looking through them and it's like, oh my gosh, like, oh, look, there's Alan Alda. And then there was a birthday card that said, was singing happy birthday, and it was a frog singing happy birthday. And on the inside it said, what'd you expect, Beverly Sills? And then it was signed, you got her, Bubbles. I was like, oh my God, that's a card, a birthday card to Carol Burnett from Beverly Sills. It's like and we had it for 6. I was so worried, like if our apartment burned down or something, I was like, oh, it would be tragic. I was like, oh my gosh, I was so paranoid. But we finally got rid of them, and we had no money, so we just like, hey, these are perfectly good photo albums. So we just used them for our stuff. And so we had our photo albums in here with Carol Burnett's writing on some of the pages. Some of the pages had her writing on them. Not this one in particular, but this one just had the cover thing, and it would say what was in here. Mattress in the PA Rainbow Room, Rockefeller Center, New York City, Sunday, 1984. New Orleans, Placido's birthday. It's just like, it's like, what? Jody's 18th birthday. I mean, these were just amazing. It was amazing, and it was like, oh gosh, that's crazy. So okay, looping pedal choice. Well, I don't really do a lot of looping. I do looping in the box. Mostly what I do is I do what I call orchestrales, which are like layers and layers and layers of guitars to create this effect of like an orchestra. And usually out of time because my right foot is pretty lame at trying to capture something. But I did buy one because I wanted some of the effects from it. I'll show you what it is. I have it here. What is that? Oh. I think it's down here. What is it? Oh, I thought I had it. Ah, here it is. And this is probably one of the more expensive ones. But it's the Ditto. And if you can see this, Ditto X4. All right. By TC Electronics, and you can have multiple loops. I think you can erase, undo. There's undos. You got things like store. You could store them. I don't know how many stores you get. It's also got MIDI, and then it's got these dip switches. It's input stereo. You could go stereo or in output stereo as well. So if you got already effects on it and everything, it'll all stay on. And then you've got all these effects like tape stop, which slows it down, which is cool. A fade out. You can double. Double. I don't know what that means. A hold, reverse. Reverse was cool. Half and once. I'll play it just once. And then you can turn on and off the effects. So this one's pretty cool, but it's probably more expensive. They have a mini one that's pretty cool too. That is amazing how they make the use out of the pedals. Let me see. I can find this one so you can read more about it. Let's see. Ditto X4. Yeah, here it is. And they still make it. Yeah, it's $300. It's not cheap. And it's only got a couple of reviews here. There's other ones, a twin looper. Wow, this thing's only $68. So you could definitely go pretty crazy with the range on that. $68 is pretty cheap. I don't know if it's any good. Here's the Ditto. You can read about it here. What do we get to? 45, not bad. Not bad. Hey, John, good to see you. But yeah, but I'm not necessarily endorsing it. I mean, I used it actually on one movie. I think I used it on, I can't remember what movie it was. And then I use the looping thing a lot in Logic with Garage. No, it's Logic's. I use Logic's delay thing that has looping. A really common one is the Loop Station by Boss. This one's pretty thorough as well. Same exact price, and this one has great ratings. So this one's probably a better bet, and you will see these all over the place. So you might be able to find these used. Go to reverb.com, and you can probably get it used. If you use that Amazon link though to buy something, anything after you do the link, I do get a little financial love, which is always appreciated. But yeah, so that's the Loop Station I see a lot. Let's see, what's another one? Pigtronic. See, that one doesn't have a good rating. Here's one that's $99. That's just a lot smaller too. So if you're looking for something smaller on your pedal board, Electro Harmonics makes them. Boy, a lot of people are selling the TC one. Let's see. I'm getting a text from work, so. All right. So guitar looper. There's a if you just go to if you go to Looper Pro. Oh, that's cool. It's got a little light LED thing. $64, $47. So there's definitely gonna be some cheap Chinese ones up there too. Um, yeah, a lot of companies just kind of the Ditto, which is $100, which is the mini version of that one I just showed you. Which is still pretty amazing because it does like this thing where you hold it down the pedal, it does something different. Oh, the reverb website. Oh, especially if you're trying to find something specific. Yeah, it can be. But the nice thing about reverb is they do have used gear. eBay, of course, too. If you wanna do the eBay way. Sorry. I'm having to deal with work. All right. Yeah, it's more Apex Legends stuff. I don't know if you play Apex Legends, but it's I do all the guitars on that. So everybody take a sip because I'm mentioning that. Dennis, have you played Apex yet? I mean, I think it's on PC. It's PC, Xbox, and what else? What else is Apex on? Yeah, and I think it's free. I don't think you can buy it. I think it's download for free. Download. Let's see what. Oh, see, stream PlayStation, Xbox, yeah, and an Origin on PC. So I couldn't do it. I don't have any of those. I've never played it, but I've watched gameplay of it, and it's funny because I really don't ever. I mean, I'm watching the gameplay on YouTube. You know, people playing it on Twitch or on YouTube, and then I never noticed the music because I'm so wrapped up in the gameplay. It's like, oh, wait a minute, was that me? I can't tell. And initially, when Twitch was doing their thing, they were, and even I think maybe even YouTube, they were saying you could only post it if you muted the music. So you would initially, because they didn't want to have the copyright issues. But Twitch is now, the boss, Sham, that's a great call. Yep. So let's see what else is going on. All right, so Friday we're gonna we may play on this a little bit more. We probably Friday we'll do a review of all 6 scale sets. So just a reminder: here's the first, the major G major. Then we did the major pentatonics over each of the 3 chords. Then we added a blues note to that, or the flat 3 to each one of those. So if you look at the difference between G major pentatonic up there, you got G A B D E, and then you got G A B flat B D E. So it's now a 6-note scale. Then we did Mixolydian, and we did it in kind of a compare and contrast. I wrote it in the song. That's how we came up with Flipping Off the Parents. That one was named thusly. I was saying basically playing G major scale is like bringing your parents breakfast in bed, and playing G Mixolydian is like flipping them off. Next week, I think we are finally going to get to the G Dorian. All right. And then I'm not sure where we're going to go from there. If we're going to continue on the bluegrass thing, or we're going to do something new. I may just maybe do some of my favorite bluegrass licks, which would mean I have to do these on Logic, or I mean on Finale, I'm gonna have to figure out how to do some of the. Well, I know how to do it, but I just have to change the fret levels and things like that, so it's a little drag. But this live feed is pretty sweet and good group. Yeah, everybody's really cool. Arc. What? A Fender Strat and found one started at $300, and it was a bunch of tambourines. Wait, what the heck? That's bizarre. I got my Greek bouzouki that just shipped today. I ordered that from Reverb, so finally the guy shipped it. It was delayed. He's including a strap, which is actually nice because I was gonna like, how do I hold this thing? So oh, the RC1, is that one of the ones I suggested? Is that this one here? Oh, the RC3, the RC30. So you have the RC1. That's a Boss, right? You said Boss. Yeah, Boss. Let me look at that. I'll give you a link for that one. So a lot of people use the, use the. Oh yeah, there it is. Wait, no, there's the 3. Where's the 1? So the 1. Okay, so here's 3. So I'm assuming the 3 is the version of polishing cloth. Why would you want to polish? They're just trying to get rid of stuff. That's hilarious. Buy ours because it has a polishing cloth. It's like, why? But Opa. Oh, I did get another instrument. I didn't show you this one yet. It's pretty fun. Look at this little guy. 1 string. See, I gotta play. I gotta remember how to. I gotta get that. This is basically how they do it. They hold on to it like this. Yeah, they play it kind of like this with 1 finger. Missy Elliott made it famous. This is a tumbi. A T-U. It's an Indian instrument. And it's not a very good one. I want to actually find I actually really like it. I think I would find a lot of use for it. But when I look at even the professional ones, they all look pretty much the same. And I'm like, okay, what's the difference here? In fact, I put a new string on as soon as I got it because I broke the string. And it's friction tuner, of course. But what happens is this bridge thing, which is just like a piece of foam or something, like a firm piece of foam, starts moving. And so it's making contact with this little drum head, which is like on a gourd, which is crazy, huh? It's kind of like a banjo. It's like a mini banjo. But it keeps going down in pitch. I mean, if I maybe put it right. But the technique is really just pretty much just the first finger. So I got to practice figuring out what's the angle. I got to watch some videos and see how guys play it. But what's the angle? Thank you, Sham. I knew you would know. And I may use it on some movie soundtracks. I don't know if I'll get to use it on a hip-hop record because it's already been done. I have used it on. I have used the oud on a hip-hop record, but so that was one of my new instruments at the end of the year. So is the Greek bouzouki, but I haven't gotten it yet. And that one will probably be a little bit more guitar-like. I think it's tuned the top 4 strings down a whole step, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's C, C, F, A, and D, I believe. Is that right, Sam? Yeah, it's definitely a trilling instrument. It's so the guys that play it can really do that first finger fast, so like flutter. And so I'm probably what I'm doing is I need to do shallower and practice that. But holding it, just got to practice it, you know. So I actually was sitting around the house doing this. Walking around the house with, because the cool thing about it is you see the guy. For one thing, it's a super easy load in. I mean, I saw some guys that were like really good at it, and they're famous doing it. And they're like, they go up and they hold it up to the microphone, and they put the microphone right there, and they just go, you know. And the guys. It's actually, I actually have an E string on here, so you could put any gauge on it, I think, because you can just adjust the tension really easily. But right now I've got a, this is a 10. I didn't have any 9s handy, so anyway, yeah, it's a fun instrument. I think I'm definitely going to get use out of it. It was only, I think, $60 shipped. Uh-oh. Is it me or is it you? Maybe it's me. Hold on a second. Stream health. Nope, no issues here. Thanks for the likes. That is from India, and Sham said it better, I think. Sham, where are you? Yeah, Tumba Tumbi. Either I've heard both. You're right. Tumba or Tumbi is an Indian instrument used in the Punjab and Rajasthan state in India for folk songs. Yeah. So it's Indian, and it's a super cheap, you know, hey, I'm always looking to add instruments. And it's not like they're going to call a tumbi player in LA to play one little note on a film score or something, or a little thing here or there. And I could feasibly play it with a pick too, I suppose. You know, if I want, I haven't tried it, but you know. I could totally use a pick on it. I like to try to be as legit as I can when I'm playing instruments. I try. I mean, I know like lute, you're really supposed to play like this. I'm still playing it like that. So I know that, you know, I get told all the time, well, that's not how that's played or whatever. But it's like, yeah. But, a studio is not going to hire a tumbi player to come in and play 5 notes, take 5 minutes. And pay, because there's a 3-hour minimum you have to pay them for. And I don't know how many tumbi players there are in Los Angeles. There's probably a lot more than are in the union. I don't know if there are any in the union, but a lot of guys have those things. So it's, you know, I have instruments from all over the world, and I'm always looking to get new ones. And that's a good one, actually, because I think I could use that. So, yeah. Hashim, where are you from? I'm assuming your name looks like Middle Eastern, but you could be living in New York or London for all I know. I have Middle Eastern instrument. The only one I have is the oud, I think. I'm trying to think of what other, but I want to get some more, and I'm getting the Greek bouzouki, which isn't Middle Eastern, but there's another Greek instrument too, the small one. Sam, what's the smaller one? I'm going to order one of those too. Later this year, I think. So I have both of those. It's got 6 strings instead of 8 strings. And then Middle Eastern, there's there's so many regions of the Middle East that all have their own instruments. Yeah, Afghanistan and Pakistan, but Iran and Iraq, and then the old region, you know, Persian instruments, and then you've got Syrians make a lot of different instruments. So, but yeah. Oh, is your network rebooted? Now it's better. Okay. Out in the woods, internets. Yeah. I know. I always wonder if I move out to the country, if I'm going to be able to live stream still. Oh, yeah. Sabaglama. That's the one. Yep. I almost bought that instead of the bouzouki because it was half the price. But then I thought, you know, I should just get the bouzouki and I'll buy that baklama later. If this guy's... if his, you know, and I'm probably going to need to order a case for this Bouzouki. Dang it, because it's like it's really getting hard to store all these things. I'm running out of. Well, I guess I can make it. I can hang it up here, somewhere in here. I just got so much crap. But it's all Bog Lama. Bog Lama. Thank you, Sam. Yeah, I can't, you know, can't have enough instruments from other countries. It really helps open up some opportunities for film scoring and game scoring mostly. Maybe TV shows too, but I don't, TV show thing. You see Mohan Vina Ita, made by guitar. Okay, so let's see if I can grab that. Googling now. Oh yeah, that's cool. I don't want to play it because I'll save it. Mohan Vina is either of two plugged in called classical. Yeah, that thing's crazy. I don't think I'll be getting one of those. Holy cow, look at that. That's cool. Oh, I have seen those. I have seen these. Yeah. Yeah, that's great. And it's fretless, right? And it has a lot of drone strings on it too. So it's kind of like an oud mixed with a Schwamendal, right? Is that kind of what it is? And I'm probably saying Schwamendal wrong, but yeah, I have the electric sitar, but that's not really not legit Indian. It's more R&B. The electric sitar, which I've had out before, that thing is more, you know, Middle East, not Middle Eastern. That's more hip hop, or not hip hop, R&B. You know, down, 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 down. You know that song. You know, Redbone. Come and get your love. But the electric sitar was invented by an LA studio guitar player back in the 60s. And he did it by creating a buzz that would or a bridge that would intentionally buzz, or a buzz that would intentionally bridge. And it got used, it got really popular in R&B music. So there's a lot of R&B songs that use it, and rock tunes too. But it's not what the Beatles used. The Beatles, George Harrison used legitimate sitars when he was playing. Bog Lama. So not Baglama, but Baglama. Baglama. Okay. Yeah, so I probably won't be getting one of those. See you later, Michael. Yeah, I'm just kind of rambling now, aren't I? All right, I should get to work. And so Friday we'll go through all of these scales, and then last week's was the minor pentatonics, and then this week was the minor blues pentatonics, or just the pure blues, commonly known as the blues, major blues. I guess you could call these minor blues, if you're wondering. G minor blues, G minor 6 blues, D minor blues. I probably could have called them that. It's kind of implied, the whole blues thing, but so let's see. Let's meet up on Friday, and we will do kind of a review of all the scales. So if you're new to the channel and new to this series, Friday might be a good day to join us. And then we'll probably go to the next one, and then I'll probably start talking about playing up the neck or using chord shapes. Remember I showed you some of those pedal steel licks. We might start looking at chord. In fact, we might do just a lesson on picking chord. That kind of stuff. So we can talk about that. That's a hard thing to do, and it's a good exercise, and try to keep that alternating picking going. So, all right. So we've got 6 songs now. So we'll have a 7th next week. That's crazy. So I will. God bless you all. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for hanging with me, and giving me someone to talk to. My job, when I started my job back in the 30 years ago, it was a group thing. You would get in the studio and you'd be with a bunch of other musicians and you'd be laughing and playing and jamming and recording and making music. And now it's a total solitary thing. It's like the type of people it attracted were people, people that play well with others. And so now it's a completely different type of thing. You really don't need to be a people person and do studio work anymore. So, Baglamas. Baglamas. So there's a Turkish baglama too. Okay, good to know. All right, so I will see you all on Friday again, Lord willing, and we will continue. Okay, take care, you guys.